Welcome, and thank you for joining the Cove Center for Grieving Children for our Heart to Heart October edition. My name is Brooke Vines, and I'm the program coordinator at the Cove. Today, we'll be talking about a few issues that might come up this fall and how you might navigate some difficult conversations with children. It's not so surprising that Halloween might bring up new questions around death and dying. Halloween decorations and costumes can lead to more questions from children, as they might see something that they don't understand or something that scares them. They might want to check in to see if what they're seeing is something that exists in reality. We want to use this as an opportunity to answer their questions honestly. As a rule of thumb, if a child is able to form the question, they're typically able and ready to receive the answer. It's okay to say, I don't know, or what do you think, when a child comes to you with a question that you either truly don't know the answer to or you're not ready to discuss. We want to normalize not knowing the answers. This is perfectly okay. We also want to prepare for lots of repetition when it comes to children's questions around death and dying. Children's understanding of death is going to change as their brains develop and as they go through new life experiences. So we need to be patient and expect that children will ask the same questions over and over as they try to understand this very complex concept. We want to leave the door open for more questions. When a child comes to you, let them know that you're grateful they came to you with that question and that you're always there if they have questions down the road. When talking to children about death and dying, it's important that we're mindful of the language that we're using. We want to avoid using euphemisms such as grandma is sleeping, or daddy went on a long trip, or your brother was so good the angels needed him up in heaven. These phrases can be extremely confusing for children and can cause more harm. For example, if you tell a child that their family member is sleeping forever, they might avoid going to sleep for fear that they might not wake up. If you say that you lost someone, a child might try to go find them. Additionally, if you tell a child someone was so good that they were needed up in heaven, they might start acting out and fear that if they're good, they'll be taken away from their family as well. We want to use simple, age appropriate terms when having these discussions. Use the words dead, dying, and death. Oftentimes, adults avoid using these words because they feel that they're harsh or not appropriate to use with children. The truth is, these are the words that we need to become comfortable using ourselves, and we need to take away the power that these words often have over us. We want to be honest with children when discussing death. Follow the child's lead and answer their questions without giving unnecessary details that can further confuse or scare them. An example of how you might describe death. Grandpa died. When someone dies, their body stops working. They cannot hear, talk, move, eat, sleep, or feel anything. They are not in pain. We'll have a special day called a funeral to remember him. This is just one example, and family members can find their own ways of having these discussions in ways that make them feel comfortable. One tip we like to offer is start now by normalizing and pointing out everyday examples of life and death. For example, when going for a walk with your child, you might notice plants or trees that have died. You also might see bugs or birds or animals on the side of the road that are dead. We can talk about loved ones and members of the community that have died openly and honestly with our children. The overall message we want to send is that all living creatures die. We don't want this to scare children, we just want them to be aware that this is a part of life. As many of you already know, children often come to us with tough questions, and we might not feel very prepared to answer them. In order to help you, we've provided some sample questions and answers that might help to guide you through these conversations. For example, the question, Mommy, are you and Daddy going to die? This is a question that many parents receive from their children. A sample answer could be, Yes, but hopefully not for a very long time. All living things die. Mommy and Daddy are doing everything to take good care of our health so we can hopefully live a very long life. We eat healthy foods, go to appointments with our doctors, exercise, take our medicine, and you can include other examples from your life. Another question might be from a child, Am I going to die? A sample answer might be, Yes, honey, but not for a very long time. We do everything we can to keep your body healthy. You eat healthy foods, brush your teeth, wear a seatbelt in the car, wear a helmet when riding your bike, see the doctor for appointments, take medicine when needed. And again, you can use examples from your child's life. We want to provide children with honest answers and let them know that you're doing everything that you can to live as long as possible. It's important that we're mindful that certain Halloween decorations and costumes might be upsetting to some children and could activate a trauma response based on a child's life experiences. Examples might be blood and gore, guns, knives, or wounds, caution tape, loud sounds, and gravestones. If a child is becoming activated, it can be helpful to remove yourself from that environment and do deep breathing exercises. Adults need to be safe, supportive people that children can come to when they're feeling upset or scared. Acknowledge their feeling and normalize it. Say something like, I can understand why that was upsetting to you. What can we do now to make you feel a little bit better? Thank you so much for tuning in, and please know that the Cove Center for Grieving Children is here to support you. We look forward to chatting again soon. Take care.